Have you ever seen this face in your dreams? Thousands say they have, but no one knows who he is or why he keeps appearing. Our story begins not on the vast, interconnected web of the internet, but in the quiet, confidential space of a psychiatrist's office. The year was 2006. In New York City, a prominent psychiatrist was treating a patient troubled by recurring dreams. She described a man she had never met in her waking life, yet he appeared time and again in her slumber. Frustrated by her inability to describe him adequately with words alone, she took a pencil and sketched the face that haunted her nights. The psychiatrist, intrigued by the vividness of his patient's account, left the sketch on his desk. Then, something extraordinary happened. Another patient, a man with no connection to the first, happened to see the drawing. He pointed to the sketch, a look of profound recognition on his face. He claimed that he, too, had seen that very man in his own dreams. The doctor was stunned. To centralize the growing number of sightings and gather more data, a website was created. In October 2009, thisman.org appeared on the internet. It was a simple, stark platform designed with one purpose: to ask the world a single, chilling question. The response was immediate and overwhelming. The story went viral. It was shared on forums, blogs, and the nascent social media platforms of the time. From every corner of the globe, people flocked to the website. The testimony section began to fill with accounts from Italy, Brazil, China, the United States, Russia, and beyond. Thousands of people claimed they had seen him. The digital ghost had escaped the confines of a few therapy sessions and was now a worldwide phenomenon. As the website's database swelled, a fascinating and detailed picture began to emerge. The dreamers came from all walks of life. A software engineer in Bangalore, India. A primary school teacher in Lima, Peru. A fisherman in a small coastal town in Japan. They report dreams of flying through cities with him, receiving cryptic life advice from him, or simply seeing him standing silently in a crowd, watching them. The scenarios change, but the face remains constant. It is an anchor point in the chaotic sea of our dreams. One of the most compelling theories to explain this man actually comes from the work of Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. He proposed the existence of a collective, unconscious. This is a level of our psyche that is shared by all of humanity. It's like a reservoir of latent memories, instincts, and universal symbols, which he called archetypes. Other psychological models provide more grounded interpretations. Our brains are hardwired to see faces. We see them in clouds, in wood grain, in patterns of toast. This phenomenon is called pareidolia. The face of this man is deliberately generic. It lacks any truly distinctive features. Some researchers and conspiracy theorists have pointed to government programs designed to manipulate human consciousness. The most famous of these is the CIA's MKUltra project. Could this man be the result of a modern, more advanced version of such a program? This theory suggests that a powerful agency has developed a technology for synthetic telepathy or dream invasion. Using advanced technology, perhaps involving satellites or microwave transmissions, this agency could project a specific image directly into the minds of sleeping individuals. It could be a method of passive social control, planting a figure of authority or surveillance into our most private moments. This man, with his neutral, observant face, would be the perfect agent for such a program. To truly understand the impact of this phenomenon, we must listen to the voices of the dreamers themselves. A dreamer from Los Angeles reported, I was having a nightmare about being chased by zombies. Suddenly, I was in a department store. He was standing by a mannequin and just looking at me. He didn't say anything, but the zombies were gone. I just felt safe. In stark contrast, some accounts are purely terrifying. An email sent to the website read, "He just stood at the foot of my bed." That's it. That was the whole dream. He was just standing there in the dark, perfectly still, watching me. I could not move. I could not scream. I was wide awake in my own head, but my body was frozen. It felt like it lasted for hours. So where does this leave us? We have journeyed through the quiet corridors of the psychiatrist's office, surfed the viral waves of the internet, and explored the deepest landscapes of the human mind. Yet, after all of this, the central question remains stubbornly, defiantly unanswered. Who is this man? Is he a figment of our collective imagination? A ghost in the machine of our minds? The this man phenomenon exists in a perfect gray area, a space where belief, psychology, and modern folklore intersect. The phenomenon itself has become a sort of Rorschach test for our time. What you see in his face says more about you than it does about him. And so, the mystery is now yours. The next time you lay your head down to sleep, as you drift from the world of the known into the realm of the possible, consider this. He might be waiting there. He might be a guide, a tormentor, or simply a silent passerby in the crowded streets of your subconscious. So, pay attention to the faces in your own dreams. Look closely, and ask yourself the question that has echoed across the globe. Have you seen this man? And if you do, will you dare to ask him who he is? Have you seen him? Comment below.